was sick of COD. I thought I'm going Afghan to be a ninja.
Was you not scared, truthfully?
It never really bothered me. It's either them or you to a certain extent. Next minute, this guy literally comes running over this hill and he just gets sprayed and cutting off. I'm not going to be there on Monday. I'm in Birmingham Hospital. My fucking best mate's going to die in the morning. And he just went, it's not your immediate family. Get your close tomorrow, and put the phone down on me. I'd walked back into camp. He came up to us and just went, was it really worth it, was it? Do you say goodbyes? I beat the living daylight out of him. I got nicked and then put in jail.
What's going on, guys, and welcome back to the BlueTick show. Opposite me today, I've got Richie Thrower here to tell his story from getting kicked out of school to going to war with the Taliban to then coming home and building a successful business. Welcome to the show, Richie. How are you?
Mikey, how's it going, bro? You all right?
Listen, we won't tell everyone about the first time we filmed and I lost the footage. We're going to pretend that didn't happen.
It's all good. It's meant to happen for a reason.
100%. I believe in that strongly.
Absolutely.
I've heard your story once. It was a long, long time ago. A lot has changed since then.
It has indeed.
You've leveled up and leveled up and leveled up.
It has.
I want to go back to the Richie where you weren't leveled up. You was a little shit in school.
Absolutely.
You caused drama. You was a troublemaker.
Yeah.
Let's take it way back to your childhood. Who are you?
So I grew up in a little town called Crewe in Cheshire. I was a very hyperactive kid. Didn't really ever know what I wanted to do, but I was a bit nuts. But I was always bored, and it was always the kid getting in trouble and doing shit that you're not necessarily meant to do as a kid. But like I was on ground with older people, so it was it was fun. But you were doing stuff like, allegedly going out. We'd go and play 10-bin bowling. We called it on a Wednesday. So you just put all the bins out, and in maybe a car that wasn't ours, allegedly, you'd go out and it bins at like 70 mile an hour. Learning to drive, used to go off school to fucking go to work, at dinner, just fighting all the time. That was probably the most prominent one. And it was all just, it was a bit nuts, but like I always felt like people didn't understand what you were doing or what you wanted to do. I always wanted to do something different that wasn't necessarily the normal path, what people would normally take.
Would you say you was an angry kid?
I wouldn't say angry. I'd just say if somebody ever kicks off on you and hit you, I'd just hit them harder. And that's what you tend to get in trouble. But you'd never back down for a fight. You'd never, you just always made sure the other bloke didn't get up.
It makes sense. You're not going to back down.
Yeah. But like, yeah, it was just a bit nuts. Well, I wasn't angry at all. And I sort of got on with everyone in school, really. But it was always different to anyone else.
I've got a question regarding your family. I always like to touch on people's upbringing to do with their mums and dads because I think everyone is a product of their environment. Yeah. And I think, was your mum and dad together when you was growing up?
So my mum and dad are polar opposites of me. Like, it was always weird. I always think it was a bit adopted. But basically, I can't remember how old we were exactly, but we used to live in Germany. My dad had a contract with Bentley over in Germany, and everything was fine. And then we actually went on holiday. Went on holiday to Bali, and on the first night of being in Bali, my mum was cheating on my dad.
Oh wow!
Now I didn't find this out until a few years ago. But I think we were on holiday for 6 weeks or 5 weeks. For the whole holiday, my dad never told us.
He knew.
He knew.
He walked in on him. He
walked in on him.
Wow. While in Bali?
Yeah. Within the first couple of days of us being there. So he didn't say anything. And it was only a couple of years ago I found this out. So he didn't.
And they stayed together for the holiday, for the kids' sake, I'm guessing.
Yeah. So for me and my sister, so he didn't say anything and just pretended everything was all right for the sake of us having a good holiday, which could never take away from him. Do you know what I mean?
Listen, credit where credit's due to your dad because I couldn't do that.
Some resilience, innit?
Me personally, maybe shame on me. Maybe I'm an idiot for being such a bit of a screw loose, but doing that for the kids. Yeah. Listen, he had a lot of love for you lot to be able to do that for you lot.
And I wouldn't have been able to do that. I know as even now as a lot calmer person, I wouldn't have been able to do that at all. So, like resilience wise, it's fucking incredible. Like, and it broke him, like completely broke him. But he then, I think, wanted to try and stay together. And And it then became apparent like they were splitting up. Do you know what I mean? So
How old was you at this point?
I can't remember. I think it was probably about 8 years old, maybe something like that. Wasn't mega old.
Was there big arguments in the family? Was it a big breakup, or was it like quite smooth?
Nah, not all. Like it was basically, I think they'd gone to court and stuff like that and sorted out with solicitors. But my mum turned out, like my auntie told me this, my mum turned around at one point and said, I'm going to take you for everything you got. Even though it was her that fucked up.
Yeah.
And my dad just went, well, I'm not really arsed as long as I see the kids, I'm not bothered.
Fair enough.
Like, she wanted his pension, wanted everything. She's a fucking arsehole. But she was the one that had fucked up. So it made no sense whatsoever. But it then became apparent what she was like. When I got older and stuff like that, I was like, yeah, you're a fucking dick. Like,
Do you speak to mum now?
No, still not.
Fair enough.
And it's that whole thing of like, people always say, don't they, oh, family's blood and you should always speak to your family. And like, I don't give a shit. If you're a fucking dickhead of a person,
if you do me wrong,
yeah, exactly. Yeah. There's no reason, just because you're related to them, it doesn't mean that you have to keep speaking to them. So I think when that started getting a little bit messy and we started seeing it as kids, that's when I probably took a bit of not a mad turn, but like, you were a bit more of a not nutcase. What's the word?
Rebellious.
Like, yeah, a bit rebellious. Yeah, because even though you'd probably think, oh well, it won't affect you that, and it didn't bother me at the moment. But I was alright. I think I just started playing up a little bit more as a kid. So
Definitely.
Yeah.
Do you know what it is? I think people don't understand that as much as you think it may not affect you in that moment,
Yeah.
it affects you massively.
Yeah.
A lot of people are like, no, I didn't understand it until later on, but when you're there and that's going on,
Yeah.
it's fucking you up in ways you don't even know.
Yeah, because you can't remember what you're thinking at the time either.
And you're so young as well, you don't know emotions really.
Yeah.
Like now you can understand that, all right, it's okay to be mad, it's okay to be upset.
Yeah.
When you're 9, 10 years old, you just think like, oh, what's going on? All right, sweet.
Yeah,
But
definitely.
I think that's probably why you become a little shit in school.
Yeah.
And I think leading on to you going into the, what was you in? What do you call it?
In the army.
Yeah.
Stafford's I was. Well, it's 3 Mercian.
Being part of that, you got to be a certain type of character.
Yeah.
That all probably led up from you being so young, witnessing all that, not realizing it, gave you the strength to do that, because that takes a serious person to be able to even be part of that.
Yeah, and I just think, the main reason why I turned around and I was like, I don't know what I'm going to do. Do I go to college? Because all I did through school was, we were going out at like 13 years old. I was going Wigan Pier and going raving and turning up to school. Monday still pilled out your head. And
that's bad. 13 years old.
Yeah, but they'd let you in. It's a fiver. It's a fiver to get in Pier. When I started going, and they had no problem with letting you in. Like there was no fine or anything like that. But they're the fucking best times of my life. It was unreal.
It's being 13 doing that. Of course, it's the best time of your life.
But it's mad though, isn't it? Because now, like the kids that always took the piss out of people drinking, or if you were smoking weed or stuff like that in school, all the smart people would take the piss out and say, "Oh, you dirty fucking smoking weed or drinking and stuff like that." 9 out of 10 of them now are all crackheads. All the smart kids, I see it regularly. Like there's a guy now who I went to school with, who got straight A's, went to college, went to uni, did law, this, that, and the other. He works in the fucking fruit and veg team in Tesco's.
Yeah, no, I believe it. And
it's mad, but he had no, common sense. It was just...
I think a lot of people lack that nowadays.
100%.
Common sense is not common.
No,
it's definitely not
common sense.
Literally. Let's move on a little bit to more of you being in school.
Yeah.
Where you realised, you left school. Let's move on to where you left school and you said, you know what, I'm not sure what I want to do with life. Who decides, let me join the army?
My dad.
Oh, really? Is that what he wanted you to do?
Because the police were coming to the door all the time. Like, it was scrapping, come home black and blue and fucking covered in blood and shit like that. And
did you ever get arrested?
No.
You never got arrested?
I always got away.
Fair enough. Listen.
But, as well, it was never a thing of... I think back then as well, I think it was 10 times different. I say back then, I made myself feel fucking old. But, if you had a scrap when you were younger, you didn't grass on each other. You just had a scrap and that was it.
But do you know what the difference was back then? We used to use fists. Now people are stabbing each other.
Yeah.
It's even me, I remember when I was in school and stuff, when other boys were coming outside our school, we weren't worried about knives.
No.
It was
never a thing. Like,
we're gonna have a punch up. I might go home a bit fucked up, but it is what it is.
I couldn't tell you one example of someone getting stabbed when I was younger.
What was Crewe like as an area growing up?
It was shit. Like, there was nothing there for anyone. There was nothing there to do as a kid, and the only thing they've got really is like Bentley and the railway.
Okay.
It's like Bentley, the cars, and the railway. That's where people tended to leave school and do something with that.
Is it a rich area?
No, not all.
It's not.
Not all. I think it's just been voted the worst place to live in the UK.
Oh, for real?
Yeah. Or the most the most deprived. Not deprived. That's the wrong word.
Undeveloped?
Like, no opportunities for anyone.
Okay.
But yeah, it's shocking. But like, as a kid, it was just playground. Everyone just treated it as a playground, and it was wild. But everyone was just having fun because there was nothing to do. Do you know what I mean? There's nothing to do for kids, and there's still really not anything to do for kids. So.
Listen, I understand it. You joined the army.
Yeah.
Talk to us about the army because that's a lot more exciting part of your life.
Yeah. So I'd left. Well, I got put on study leave from school and got expelled in start of year 10 because they were just like, we just can't. Like, we just want to leave you alone.
But you weren't actually doing anything bad. You were just being a little shit.
Yeah.
Having fights, just a troublemaker, but not actually. You weren't doing mad stuff.
I just couldn't sit there still. And like, you'd do algebra, and I'd be like, I'm fucking leaving. This is horrendous. And they go, well,
Leave
no.
it.
And I'm like, well, all right, sound. I'll just stop smashing things up. But like, we pretended to jump out of a window once just so the maths teacher let us out.
Your teachers must hate you.
Yeah, it was horrendous. They hated us, like, and every single one of them before I left school went, "You're going to be a fucking bum." I was just like, "No, I'm not."
That's the best thing ever that you've done, anyway.
Yeah, literally. So left. Obviously, got kicked out of school, and I'd gone back to do my GCSEs, but then when I'd went to pick up my results, my GCSEs had fudge. So you used to get, you get your GCSEs, FUDGE, and I was like, and the headmaster was next to us. And he passed us down and I went, no fucking way. And he went, what? I was like, it says fucking fudge. And he went, well, at least you listened in English a little bit. Have a good life.
FUDGE, that's what
FUDGE.
you got. So you've got no GCSEs?
No, I did. I got an A star in German because I used to live there.
Apart from that?
That's it.
So you've got one GCSE?
Yeah. I've got GCSEs, but they're just above C.
Yeah, below C?
Yeah, no, above C. Well, above. Below? What did you say?
Below. You got below C's.
Yeah, below then.
Yeah, clearly you got no GCSEs.
See what I mean?
Listen. So you fucked up in school.
Yeah.
So I think the only route for you was the army.
Yeah. Well, my dad said, he said, you're gonna go in the fucking army, and I was like, yeah, all right, sound.
Was you not scared? Truthfully.
Nah, I thought I was excited because I was like, I really like fighting. I'm gonna go somewhere where people fight. Do you know what I mean? I was quite excited, like.
Because you know what it is? From sitting here with you today, you're not, even last time, you're not an aggressive person.
No.
You're probably the nicest person I've had on the show. Truthfully.
Nice one.
Like, you're not, you've seen the guests I have on.
Yeah.
You're complete opposite. You're a chilled guy who's lived a real life story with the army, turning your life around, creating a successful business. How does someone like you go in the army and have that, okay, yeah, we're going to have to go shoot people now?
Yeah. So then a couple of months after saying, right, I want to go to the army, I turned around to my dad and was like, I don't think I want to go in the army anymore.
Okay.
And he said, well, if you don't go in the army, you're out because I'm not, you're going in the army or you can go and fucking live back with your mum or whatever. So I went there and then did a little bit of training, I think 8 months training. And I was 16 at the time. So did like 8 months of training, then went to Germany. So all we ever used to do in Germany was drink German beer, get smashed all the fucking time, and play COD. So it just sort of, which sounds really good for about a week, and then it's boring after that.
Was that while you were in the army?
Yeah.
Okay, cool. So you went to Germany with the army.
Yeah. So you do all like your phase 1, phase 2 training, and then you go to a unit. And my unit was based out in Germany.
Cool.
So then they went to. We had a tour coming up in 2011, and I was 17 at the time, and I was turning 18 in November, and there was 2 troopers. I was well excited. What to go to Afghan, because that's what you join for. Like you go knowing you're probably going to go there. Do you know what I mean?
You know, when you join the army, obviously it's a life or death situation, right? When does that kick in? This video is sponsored by Cranbrook Legal, an award-winning immigration legal firm. Their talented solicitors can help when any struggles arise regarding immigration law. If you need help getting the visas you need, help with anything regarding immigration, get in touch with Cranbrook Legal right now. All their socials and their website is on the screen right now. They're absolutely smashing it in the game. Get in touch, let them know you come from the BlueTick show, and trust me, Cranbrook Legal are the ones for you.
When you first come under contact.
Oh, really?
Yeah,
okay,
yeah.
Okay, cool.
Like, it's all... I mean, for me, when I was waiting to go, I was like, oh, yeah, it's a joke. Not a joke, but, like,
This
doesn't bother
fun.
you sort of thing. And then you get there, you know, you acclimatise for a little bit, and then that first time you come under fire, you're like, fuck, shit, this is real. Like, it's not a fucking game. Do you know what I mean? And I burst out laughing. Like the first, because my mate had been there, and he'd already been to Iraq and stuff like that. So he was section commander. He knew what to expect, sort of thing. And the first time we ever come into contact, I fucking started laughing my head off, and I just looked at him and went ah, and started laughing, and he just started laughing back. And I was like, after that, I was like, what the fuck? I was pissing myself laughing. He was like, mate, everyone does it. He says you either laugh your head off or cry your eyes out. He said that was just your body's way and brain's way of coping with that. That was it.
Do you know what it is? You play COD all that time. Like, we all play COD, yeah?
Yeah, yeah. I was sick of COD. I thought I'm going Afghan to be a ninja. Like, do you know what I mean?
No, but like, me and the boys, I'll be dead honest. We've just booked paintballing for next Sunday, yeah? I'm being honest. And I can't wait to go and dolphin dive across the block. Pop, pop, pop. Like, genuinely, where we play COD so much, the new COD's come out. We're all banging it out right now. And I was like, we need to go paintballing.
Yeah.
But the difference is you get shot, you ain't respawning.
No.
That's the real life matter. And
like,
as much as it's fun and jokes, we all can sit here and laugh.
Yeah.
Getting shot or witnessing your friend, I'm not sure if you did. Did you witness people go next to you?
Yeah, like a couple of lads got it. We lost one of the lads. And it just, up until that, you think it's a game. Like, and some people don't, obviously, but like, I had a dickhead head on me, like, and I was wishing, and I was like, oh, really want to go out on tour, really want to, because I was still young, and I had to miss like the first 2 months because I wasn't old enough.
Oh, okay.
So like, I was going to everyone, oh, I want to go out, and I was buzzing, and everyone that had been there for any length of time was like, just be careful what you wish for. Like, it's not everything it's cracked up to be. Like, it's not exciting as such. That, you know, just be careful what you wish for.
What would you say some of the hardest things of being out in Afghan was?
Kids. Like,
really?
Not, you know, people go, oh yeah, kids were shooting at us and that and shit like that. It's bollocks in a lot of sense. Like, so many people talk absolutely shite about the army. But like, Iraq was probably different. But in Afghan, I think the worst thing for me, we were doing a vehicle checkpoint. So we literally just stood in the middle of the road, a couple of warriors because we were armoured. And an old man came over to us and he had 2 kids in his hand. Dead kids, like they were dead, like. And I was 18 at the time. I'd not been out there for long at all. And whether he stood on an IED or something like that, and he came over and just started like pushing these kids on. He was obviously going like, help me. There's nothing you could do. The guy's in shock, like his kids have just died. And I just fucking broke down in his ears. I was just like, it fucking broke me in half. And it was at that point where it was real, like, this isn't a fucking game. Real life. Like, this is fucking real shit that's happening all the time. And it just, that then it was just like, fuck. And like, it's mad because you come back then from there and you just appreciate everything. Like, I came back very like humble and like just appreciated everything that I had in life. And in the sense of like, you realize how fucking lucky we are. Do you know what I mean? People at home will fucking moan that they haven't had a coffee in the morning. And you just think, how the fuck can I moan about that? Like, this fucking lad's just... And I always think when I think, oh, I'm having a shit day, I always think like back to like, oh, it's always goes back to that, thinking, well, fucking kids are going out fucking playing football and standing on mines. Do you know what I mean?
Do you know what's really mad where you just said that comment? I have a lot of people on here who come out of prison and they will say the exact same thing.
Yeah, yeah.
But then when you compare, it's not similar. You're about to say it's what you've done is 100 times worse. You put yourself in a situation where it's life or death. Prison is, you would 100% prefer to go prison than to go back to the army probably. Because the army, bro, as much as in your head it's fun and it's all this, you can die.
Yeah.
It's one, and and you're gone.
Yeah, yeah.
And especially being in Afghan, Iraq, them kind of places is you don't know what's happening tomorrow. You don't know when people are going to attack you.
Yeah.
How rough would you say Afghan was?
Proper. Like, you couldn't just walk around. Do you know what I mean?
Is it
like,
at any moment someone could go?
it depends where you go. Like, Kabul and that, you probably could. Like, the capital. Maybe not now. But, like, at the time, you could probably, you know, like, there was blokes out there doing, like, CP and stuff like that. Like, you know, like, private security for various people and stuff. Like, where you could probably go out and do stuff in the capital because the Taliban didn't have the capital at the time. So around there, but like where we were in Helmand, there's no way.
Taliban had it on lock.
Yeah, like there's no way because it was all opium, mate. Like because you're out in the sticks, the main thing there was like 98% of the heroin in the world came from Afghan.
Oh wow,
which is mad, isn't it?
Yeah.
Like that's a crazy number. So like. And this is why it never worked. It's a vicious circle. So, you know, everyone's a farmer. So Terry Taliban would turn up, you know, speak to this farmer and go, right, you are going to grow opium for me. If you tell anyone who I am, I'm going to shoot your whole family. You know, if you do anything wrong whatsoever,
I'm going to kill you.
And that poppy field does not get grown, I'm going to kill all your family. So we'd then come along and we had to burn them down. So we'd had to set fire to the poppy fields. So you'd set fire to a poppy field. Terry Taliban would come back on Thursday, come over to them and go, where's my fucking opium? Oh, well, the British Army have come and fucking burnt it all down. Okay, sound, bang, 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 bang.
So it's a lose-lose situation.
Yeah, because who does that guy now hate?
Yeah.
You, for burning them fucking down. So they've just recruited another lad. So it's a vicious circle. You're never going to win. But, like, they are crazy fighters as well. Like, you cannot take it away from you. You've got to almost like respect them. You know, there's people I'll never forget when we were in contact and I think we were on an op in Lash, and there was this like, you know, baseline sort of wall, if you like a little hill.
Yeah, yeah.
And we were
head tapping behind it.
Yeah, literally like head bopping and still no more heads come up, and then so we had an interpreter there. So he would basically be listening to like the ICOM chatter. So anyone, you know, the Taliban, that all the radios that they're using, he's listening in and then he's telling us what the Taliban are saying.
Okay.
So he's like, right, there's one of them left. He's asking his like commander what to do. So his commander's gone, well, just fucking attack them. So we all looked at each other and was like, nah. Next minute, this guy literally comes running over this hill by himself. There's like 50 of us at the time.
Yeah.
Just comes running and he just gets fucking sprayed and cut in half. Like 50 blokes. Imagine shooting 50 blokes, pinging at one bloke.
And how do you, all jokes aside, how do you feel when you reflect on that? Like, as much as back then, as mad as it sounds, you probably had a laugh and had a joke, thinking, yeah, fuck, yeah, I've done that.
Yeah, we just like, what a stupid cunt. Like, what did he think was going to happen?
100%,
But they
I
think
agree.
they're going into a better place. So that, like, it's...
so for them, it's, yeah.
Do you know what I mean? Okay. So there's zero fear, mate, from
They don't give a fuck.
They literally do not care.
That's why it's very hard to invade a country that they're taking over.
Exactly.
Because
exactly.
They don't care.
Yeah.
They'll do anything, literally.
No. And it's like, you know, like what you said then as well, so many, and I've seen so many people come up from podcasts and go, oh yeah, fucking, I killed 30 people in Afghan and stuff like that. It's in a lot of times it's bullshit because you don't actually know. Like I got 2 confirmed when I was there, and I still, one of them was definitely new, but the other I couldn't fucking tell you at all because you can't actually see a lot of the shit because a lot of it is jungle.
You're just shooting.
You're just shooting open for the bet. Like you're seeing heads bopping, but you know, say if
it's not cool. It don't tell you when you. No, but it's true. It don't tell you when you've killed someone.
Well, the officer there, that's normally he'll tell you.
Oh, that's his job. His job's to watch.
Not his job, but he will be watching a lot of the time. Do you know what I mean? Okay. So he will know. But like, and if you're taking turns firing and stuff like that, but you know, if you're looking at a wall and heads are bobbing up, and all they're doing, that head's bobbing up and down, and that head just goes down. How do you, unless you've seen his head come off in your sight, like how would you know? So it's very hard because a lot of it's like, you know, fields and stuff like that. So you can't, a lot of the time you can't tell. You don't know.
Here it makes sense.
But so many people come back and go, oh yeah, fucking, I did this and did that. If you're like a sniper or something like that,
then it's different.
Probably, yeah. But anything else, it's so hard to fucking tell. So, but like, you know, what you went back to then, it never really bothered me. And whether that's sick or not,
About the shooting people, killing people.
Yeah. I always thought, well, it was if I didn't do that, who would they have killed? Or even and me and stuff like that. It's either them or you to a certain extent. Do you know what I mean?
100%. And then listen, you signed up for that role. You have to do it now. Guys, have you been thinking of move to Dubai? I've partnered up with Cranbrook Legal to make your experience so much easier. Literally, I got the main man from Cranbrook Legal right now to tell you how easy it is.
Guys, it's as simple as picking up the phone, giving us a call, and letting us get on with the business.
What, literally, one phone call?
Literally one phone call, a few documents, and we're there.
And then I just get up, fly to Dubai, and I ain't got to pay tax no more?
Yeah, you can come and see us. We'll take you out for a meal, show you Dubai, and then it's all up to you after that.
Bro, where do I sign now?
Yeah, exactly. And it's, I don't think you should beat yourself up. If maybe something like with a kid or something like I'd understand that. Or if, you had to point blank shoot someone in the head. But like, it's like a fight. Do you know what I mean? If somebody comes up to you in the street now and whacks you, what are you going to do?
I'll walk away. I'm not a fighter.
Fuck off. But yeah, I've never thought about it like that, ever.
What about people say they have like PTSD regarding it?
See, when I came out, I used to go weird for like 3 months a year.
Weird in what sense?
Like, I couldn't sleep. I'd get like really bad sleep paralysis. Have you ever had that?
No, I don't sleep.
So like,
I don't. All right, it's up to you.
So like, I used to get.
I truthfully, I don't sleep. I probably have about 2 hours a day. They think I'm joking. They actually think I'm joking.
I do think you're joking, yeah.
All right, carry on.
But yeah, so I come out and I used to go really weird for like 2-3 months at a time. Because of no reason whatsoever, I'd start getting like really bad sleep paralysis. That was like the first thing. So basically, you'll go to sleep, and it's something like the chemical that's in your head, the chemical that's in your brain that makes you sleep, and there's a chemical in the brain that makes you dream. And say if you've got really bad trauma or something's going on in your brain that shouldn't really be happening, them chemicals don't mix properly. So like when you go to sleep, one's does that, and when you awake, the other does that.
Yeah.
But then sometimes you'll go to sleep, but you'll fall asleep or wake up, and them two chemicals will mix. So you'll be like dreaming when you're awake.
Yeah,
and
yeah,
like loads of
people
listen to this and go, I know exactly what you're on about, because it's really weird. A lot of people see exactly the same stuff as well. Which is
really?
Fun. Yeah. There's a documentary on YouTube. Watch it. It's good. But like, so I started getting that. I was like fucking petrified of going to sleep. Could not go to sleep. I did not want to go to sleep. And he went to the doctors and he went, I'm really fucking struggling. I'm not depressed. I'm not, I'm just going fucking weird. And I don't want to go to sleep. And I was like, even to the point where I was petrified of him going.
But where you said you was dreaming while sleeping, why was you scared of that?
Because it was like, it's a terror. It's like a night terror. So
okay.
The one thing, so
it's like having an awake nightmare.
Yeah, literally. So like, I'll never forget the first time I got it, because like I come back from Ibiza when I come home. Come back from Ibiza. So like sleep deprivation makes it 10 times worse.
Yeah.
So I'd come back from there and I was sleeping on my dad's sofa at the time. And I woke up and I'd just seen this like black shadow figure in the room sat on the sofa, and I was like, huh? Dad? Like, what are you doing? Why are you fucking stopped by the door?
And you think you're awake at this point?
Yeah.
But you're sleeping?
Yeah, but I'm sleeping.
Okay.
But everything's like reality. Everything's real, but you see it as you're in here now. And then next minute, this thing just turns around, jumps on you and starts fucking strangling me. But then, like when you're dreaming and that happens, and then you wake up.
Yeah.
Like in a dream, you wake up and something bad happens. I'd go, fucking hell, that was a bit mad. And then I'd look like in the corner of the room, in a different corner. Same again, same person going.
So you'd be thinking you're waking up, but you're not?
No. And I used to do that just over and over and over and over again. And God knows how many times, but you turn around and it just, every time, it just fucking strangle you. Every time they turn around and start strangling you, it was just like, so I was petrified of going to sleep. I thought I was just going to get strangled all night. Literally.
Fair enough. Fair enough.
So I went to the doctor and I said, listen, this is fucked.
Fucker keeps strangling me up. Yeah. Mate. Can I hire security while I sleep?
And the first thing the doctor though said, he says, have you ever had any like big trauma and stuff? I said, seen some bits of stuff in Afghan. It was fucking wank, but I don't think about it. It doesn't bother me. And he was like, well, it does. I was like, well, it doesn't doesn't bother me in the slightest. And he said, no, it doesn't bother you in the day, but as soon as you fall asleep and your subconscious mind takes priority over your normal one, that's fucking attacking you in your sleep. I was like, okay, so what do I do now? He said, well, yeah, have these tablets. And I was like, fuck, I don't want tablets. What are they? He was like, they're antidepressants. I'm like, I'm not depressed. First thing he said. So
but they knock you out.
Nah, I tried them for a week and I was like fucking zombified.
Really?
Horrible. Worst fucking things ever in the world. I tell everyone now not to take them.
So I've never taken antidepressants in my life. I was once seeing a girl and I was laying in bed. She turned around to me and goes, I've got to take these tablets. I'm depressed. I was like, fuck that shit. She goes, no, they help me sleep. Gimme. So I take them because I can't sleep. Truthfully, you don't think I'm joking. I don't sleep. I'm fucked. So taking these 2 tablets, and when I was spark out, cold, knockout, I had the best sleep of my life. But with me, tablets don't really affect me in the sense as the depressing side of it.
Yeah.
I think because I'm mentally strong, like I've trained myself that depression is just not part of my life.
Well, this is what I think now.
Tell me.
Exactly the same. No, like loads of people get up. You know when you like hear Andrew Tate say depression isn't real, it's a myth, and this, that, and the other. So many people go, oh well, it fucking is real. Blah blah blah. I totally get that when he's saying that because he is just telling his mind, universe, and whatever you want to call it, that it isn't, so it won't affect you. If you walk around and say depression's not real, it's not right, chances are it probably won't ever touch you. But if you walk around and go, oh well, don't really want to do that, I could get depressed, you're probably going to get fucking depressed.
Do you know what it is? Do you know where I learned that skill? When I was a kid, I used to get a stomachache. I used to sit there, my mom used to say, you ain't got a stomachache. And I'd sit there and say to myself, I ain't got a stomachache. And then it would go. It's your brain. If you tell yourself you're happy, you'll be happy. Yeah. If you tell yourself you're sad, you'll be sad. Yeah. And I just trained myself whenever I had a stomachache or something, I'd be like, oh, I haven't got it. Or whenever I used to be scared at night and sleeping with nightmares and stuff, I'd be like, I'm not going to have a nightmare. I'm not going to have a nightmare. And I didn't have one. Yeah. So with depression, I just say I'm not
Same
depressed.
Thing. And it's with anything, that is.
100%. It's, what do they call it? That's the one. Law of attraction. I met someone, and it's just to talk about law of attraction. I met someone about 7 months ago in a shisha bar. She was from school. Walked over to her, bumped into her, and she goes, oh my God, Mikey, how you doing? You're smashing it. I was like, no, I'm not. I'm broke. I tell everyone I'm broke. She goes, come in, let me talk to you. I said, all right. Went outside. She's now she trains your brain. I don't know, what the fuck's that called? What job?
A brain trainer?
Is that what they're called?
I don't know.
It's a cool word. She's like a psychologist, blah, blah, blah. And I was like, oh, you're really cool. And she goes, never, ever, ever say you're broke again. And I was like, why? I was like, but I just say it to be humble. Like, I don't want to be like arrogant and say, oh, I'm doing really well. That's just not me as a person. Yeah. She was like, always just say, I'm grateful. And I was like, yeah, but why? She goes, because if you keep saying you're broke, you will be broke. And I was like, nah.
You're calling it on, like.
But it's true, because when you keep saying and putting it out there, oh, I'm broke. As much as we think it's a joke, you will become broke.
Yeah.
And from that day, I've never ever said it again. I just say to everyone, yeah, I'm happy. I'm doing well. I'm trying my best.
It's right, though. It's bang on. When people say, you get it when people say, oh, yeah, I'm just struggling. Like, you're just asking for it. You're 100%. Asking for shit, like.
Well, sorry for interrupting your
No, it's right.
Back to it. Right. Straight back to it. So you come out, you couldn't sleep. You went to the doctors, told you to take the tablets. You said, fuck that, I ain't taking them. Where'd you go from there?
I had to take them.
Okay.
Because it was like, I didn't know what to do. So I thought, well, I'll get some sleep and I'll start taking them.
Did it help?
No. Like, it did with... It probably did. It did with like nightmares and stuff like that. But as a person, it completely fucked me up.
Really?
Yeah. Just zombified. And my mate came round ours and he was like, right, what the fuck are you doing? He said, get out, them tablets need to fucking go. So he came round and he said, right, go and get some trainers on, go and get some shorts, and we're going to go for a run. So I went for a run and we literally did not go home until I was sick. And he was the same, like, but he's a lot fitter than me. And he said, right, we're going to do that every single day, see how you feel. Now, that first day when we went for that run, I'd gone back, went straight to bed, went straight to sleep. And I was absolutely fine. So we did it the next day, same again, absolutely fine. And we did it for about a couple of weeks. I'd like a couple of days off each week, but it completely fucking sorted me out. Just exercise.
Yeah.
And then, like, now, I proper not hate on doctors and stuff, because it's wrong, but I think people are far too quick to just go, antidepressants, tablets, this, that, and the other, like, when you can just do a bit of exercise. It fucking helped me massively. And you see people that are taking antidepressants for the rest of their life, and it's like
How
you
long
might
fucking
not need
depressed
to.
for? Yeah, no, it's true.
You might not need to. Like, it could fucking work. What's the worst that can happen? You try it for 2 weeks, doesn't work. You take tablets.
Yeah, but people are scared. People are scared. That's what it comes down to. People are scared to try new things, or people are just genuinely too unfit.
Yeah, yeah.
They're just too unfit. When you obviously trained your mind and you got better, you got fit. Not got fitter because you was obviously already fit, but you got better. Where did you go from there?
So when I'd come back from Afghan, I was at home for about a month on R&R, and my best mate had actually passed away. Like, so we went to motocross weekend, and he'd had an accident. Now, the night before, I was DJing in Chester, so he turned up to my house in the morning to pick us up, banging on the door, and I was in bed, couldn't wake up, got absolutely off my tits, and didn't wake up. So he then went to the race weekend. I'd woke up at sort of 1, 2 in the afternoon and had a fucking millions of calls off my best mate. And then off our other best mate, it was like 3 of us, fucking ringing me off the up, would not stop ringing the phone. So I answered the phone, fuck, shit, what's going on? He says, get to Birmingham Hospital now, quick, Matt's had an accident, and just put the phone down. I was like, what? He said, so I rang him back. He says, listen, it's not good, get to the hospital now. So I flew to Birmingham Hospital.
And Matt is your right-hand man.
Yeah.
This is like your best friend.
Yeah. And I'd obviously fucking missed it because I was fucking in bed, couldn't wake up. So went to Birmingham Hospital. He'd had an accident, completely fucking obliterated his helmet, like, and he basically, cut a long story short, he had a bleed on his brain was bruised because it hit his head so hard. His brain was just swelling up and they couldn't stop the swelling. So they turned around and was like, listen, we're going to have to turn the life support machine off because it's going to kill him anyway.
Yeah.
And then when I was still in the hospital, I was meant to be on a course because it was under my R&R. So I was meant to be on a course on the Monday, and I rang my platoon sergeant at the time. I was like, listen, I'm not going to be there on Monday. I'm in Birmingham Hospital. My fucking best mate's going to die in the morning. And he just went, it's not your immediate family. Get your fucking course tomorrow, and put the phone down on me.
Wow.
And I was like, whoa, okay, that's a bit fucking heavy. And this is what it was always like the army at the time, and again, might be different now, but it was just the fucking attitude of a dickhead all the time. So I then had a call with my sergeant major the following day, and I was like, listen, I spoke to him. He told me, get to my course. He said, listen, if you don't go to your course and you go to your mate's funeral, he said, now you're probably not going to have your mate's funeral off. He said, so listen, all I'll say is I'm not going to think any worse of you if you stay off to see your best mate off.
Standard.
So I was like, listen, fair one, I'll see you when I'm back. So I was an AWOL for the army. So I'd gone AWOL, and it took ages because of the inquest, because it was a bike accident at a private land racetrack event. They had to do a massive inquest and stuff like that, as big investigation. So it's probably a month later. So army were ringing me left, right, and centre saying you need to come back, and I was like, listen, I'll be straight with you. I'm not coming back until after. I'll come back the day after the funeral.
Yeah, once that's
but
done.
I'm going to the funeral. So
what actually happens when you're able from the army?
you like a wanted man, basically.
But to what extent? Because obviously they can't arrest you.
Yeah, they can.
Oh, really?
So they tell all the civvy police and everything that you're out, basically. And then sometimes they'll send people from the army to like go to your house, see if you're there.
So what happens if you just want to leave?
What do you mean?
If you just want to
From
leave the army, yeah.
You can't. You have
What
to
do you mean
sign
you
off.
can't?
So you have to sign off. So when
So if you just want to quit, you can't just say, fuck off, I'm done.
No, you have to wait a year. So
What?
Yeah. So you'll sign off. So like,
So if you're done, for example, you go in there.
if you're in the army now for 4 years or 5 years or whatever, and you go, fuck, I've been
this,
here
I'm
5,
done.
6 years,
I'm
4
bored of this
years,
stuff.
I'm done. You go onto the system, put I'm out. Then you waited 12 months from that date.
Serious?
Swear down.
So what if you just get up and walk out?
Yeah, AWOL.
All right, and they get you?
Yeah.
No, they come, they knock on your
Yeah.
home, you're like, yeah, fuck off. What happens then?
You get charged for being AWOL.
And you can go prison.
Yeah. So you get Colchester. Swear to God. So
That's your job. You get paid for it.
yeah.
So So it's not even a job, really, is it? It's like it's as much as prison.
Yeah, literally. This is what I mean. They're probably the same. Yeah.
That's actually, I never knew that's how it worked.
Yeah. You can't just get out. So, like, then I'd gone back. Sorry, not gone back. Went to the funeral. So we're driving across the cemetery in like the hearses and stuff like that. And our other best mate turns around and goes, "Rich, the fucking police are outside the church." I was like, "Bastard! They're obviously after me." So I was like, "What do we do?" He's like, "You're gonna have to fucking run." I was like, "Right, okay, sound." Without even thinking, got out of the car at the cemetery and started darting across the cemetery. Fucking got into town, and my best mate Jace rang us and was like, "Where the fuck are you?" I was like, "I'm in town. Like, I've just literally sprinted here." He says, "They're not even fucking here for you. They knew Matt." So I fucking ran back to the cemetery, absolutely blown out my hoop. And the whole fucking funeral was turning around like that. Fucking hell, Rich. What the fuck? So did the funeral. That happened. And then I went back to the army within a week or whatever it was. Now, the guy, I was fucked. Like, I didn't
Mentally
know what.
finished.
Yeah, just completely fucking done. And I'd gone back, walked into camp, and the lad who, this is where I completely snapped as a person. Like, so the lad who I'd spoke to on the phone, who told me it's not immediate family, get to your fucking course. I'd walked back into camp, and he came up to me.
Mm-hmm.
Came up to us while they were doing like a stand and stuff like that for like the brigadier, and he came up to us and just went, "Was it really worth it? Was it? Do you say goodbyes?" And I just went and seen fucking red.
What did you do?
I beat the living daylight out of him. I was to the point where I was on top of him and I had a hold of his ears and I was banging his head on the floor with his ears.
He must have some big fucking ears.
Yeah, mate. It was real, but like I just lost it.
I agree with you.
The amount
100%.
of people that were trying to fucking rip us off him, I was fucking booting him in the head. I was fucking full on like stomping in his face. He was fucked.
And what happened to you after that? Surely you got like.
I got nicked, yeah. So I got nicked and then put in jail.
Is it like a separate jail? I know this might be a stupid question.
Yeah, so there's like Colchester. So you've got Colchester, and then you've got like a jail on camp. While you're waiting to go to Colchester and to be charged. So I'd been charged, and then they were waiting for a flight to put me in Colchester. So when I was there in jail in the garrison, I was a fucking loon because the way I saw it was my fucking best mate's died. I've been to fucking Afghan. I've done this. I've done that. I've give you all these years of my time, and one thing's happened to me. My best mate's died, and you've told me I'm a fucking prick and I'm a bellend because I went to a funeral. You can fuck off. So I just went nuts. And like they'd come round in the morning, you'd do room inspection, and they start flipping your bed every day. It was shit. Like, oh, your fucking mattress isn't right. This isn't right. That's not.
And because you fucked him up, they were probably trying to prove a point with you as well.
Yeah. So I just thought, well, I will fucking win this game. Like, if you want to play this game. So they used to come round my cell, and I just start flipping my own bed and just go, "Shit, is it? Fucking wank. Come on, come in here."
Yeah.
And I just start plowing into people, and they just went at that point after like a week of being in there. They just went, "Listen, just go. We'll just sign you off. You just get out." Just and that's the way I got out of the army then. But it was worse then because I came out and just started fucking hammering drugs because I was DJing at the time. I was always into music and stuff, which made just everything worse. You were just going out. You'd go out on a Thursday, come back on a Monday, and then you'd fucking deal with the shit from the weekend until the next weekend.
You was doing all this obviously to just hide away from the fact that your best friend passed away.
But I didn't at the time. I never thought that. You just thought, oh, I'm just gonna have fun now. I'm out.
Fair enough.
But yeah, you just go out all the weekend, DJing, getting off your tits, drinking, and it just fucking. It was just a shit time. It was really, really shit time. I was in a fucking job that I didn't like. Just everything was wank, and I didn't really know where to go. So I then started working in security. When I got out, I just got a job as a security guard and doing the doors and stuff like that, which again was the fucking worst thing ever because you're just fucking fighting all the time. So it was like falling back into being a kid, but
as an adult now.
Worse, yeah, you can fucking get into trouble. And then, yeah, just went into security, and I ended up getting a really fucking good job. I was good at security, like. Ended up as operations director for a global security company based in London.
Fair enough.
And it was, that was always what I'd done then. But it was that same thing. Like, I just fell back into fucking old ways. I was going out. I was still getting fucking hammered at work. I was having a bit of this and that while I was in work. And I was just like, what the fuck am I doing?
Mm-hmm.
I'm so unhappy doing this. And then just started my own business off the back of it.
How did you start your own business?
It was a total accident. So, used to race bikes at the same time. And at one of the rounds, bike blew up, couldn't get it fixed for the next round. Literally said to the club owner, I said, right, what if I do a little video to help promote the club, to help bring more people in? Mm-hmm. We'll upload it to YouTube, see how it does. So, uploaded that, cut long story short. Didn't have a fucking clue what I was doing. Never touched a camera in my life. Uploaded that. And within a week, he got 21,000 plays on YouTube and brought an extra just over $5,000 into the club.
Lovely.
So the club owner was like, right, I want you to
keep
do
making
one of
these videos.
Yeah. Literally, he said, I want you to do one of them for every single round. I'll pay you. I'll treat you just over $5,000 for the rest of the year. And it was just like, what? He's like, how much you get paid for that? He was like, oh, well, I'll just give you that. So he did that. And it just went absolutely fucking mental instantly.
Sweet.
Within 4 months, I was working with every UK, every major like motorsport championship in the UK. Doing stuff for World Superbikes, British Superbikes in Spain, like everything.
A lovely touch.
Yeah.
So you accidentally started a successful
Total
business.
accident. Total accident. And then, from there, just went on to do more of that. And then started getting into the B2B stuff, and it just fucking exploded. But
how well is your business doing now?
Unbelievable.
Did it change your life?
Yeah, completely, mate. And it, like, doing that security stuff, it was great. Like, I was good at my job, but the whole environment of it was just normal but toxic people, and I was just not happy. So by the end of me having that job, I was fucking ready to blow someone's head off. And I was just going mad all the time at work. And I was like, I'm not happy. Mrs. is turning around at home going, you are not the person I met. Like, you are really fucking in a bad way with yourself, or something's really going wrong, because this isn't who I've met as a person. So yeah, at just one point I was going to Spain with British Superbikes, and I rang the missus after getting an email from HR, and she was like, I need to review your performance as an operations director. And I was just like, fuck off. So I've literally just emailed her back at Manchester Airport saying, I fucking quit. Have a nice life, see you in a bit.
Fair enough, see you later.
Yeah, rang the missus, said, I've quit my job. She's like, you've done fucking what? I said, I've quit. I'm done with it. I'm not happy.
So you experienced a hard life, getting to the positions you got to open your own business. What would you say has been the hardest thing about having your own business?
For me, it's not being able to put something down.
What do you mean?
Like, if there's something to do, and I suppose it's different for everyone, but I think for me, and you're exactly the same. You overwork yourself. Like, I never know when to stop. Do you know what I mean? So, like, that even recently, that's affected your family life and stuff, but you don't know when to turn off. In the sense of, I've sat there before for 26 hours on my fucking laptop editing away.
Do you know what my issue is? I love 6 a.m. At 6 o'clock in the morning, I don't know what it is. My brain just says, Mikey, we need to do stuff. And I'm like, fuck off, man. Like the other day, I was on Facebook Marketplace, like I said, trying to buy that boxing bag. Yeah. At 6 o'clock in the morning, the guy, I ended up messaging my boxing coach to ask if he knows someone. And he replied back with, what the fuck are you doing awake at this time? Because I texted him at 1 a.m. saying I'll be training tomorrow. And then I texted him at 6 a.m. saying, have you got... And he goes, bro, what are you doing? And I was like, I'm working. I'm trying to buy a boxing bag. And he was like, go sleep, you nut job. But I completely get it.
Yeah.
For me, do you know what it is? My dream is so big.
Yeah.
In my sense, people say, when are you going to sleep? I'll sleep when I'm dead.
Yeah.
Like, I will sleep when I'm dead. I'm going to sleep a long time when I'm fucking dead. Why do I need to sleep now?
Yeah. And I get it. And I'm exactly the same, mate, in that sense of everyone around, and you probably get exactly the same. Every single person around you go, you're a dickhead. You shouldn't be working that long. But they have nothing that you want. Do you know what I mean? So I always think, well, you don't understand because you have nothing that I want, like, car-wise, house, all this. everyone around you that's trying to give you advice don't understand because they don't want everything that you want. Do you know what I mean? I completely get it, but I think that's the hardest thing for me is realizing when to go. That balancing act is going, right, I need to stop now. That can wait until tomorrow. Like telling yourself that can wait until tomorrow.
Do you want me to tell you something that's gonna happen?
Go on.
You're gonna lose someone. Touch wood, it's not any
Yeah.
You're gonna lose someone, and it was my reflection on life where I spoke to you about it previously.
Yeah.
My mum got ill, XYZ. That for me was when I was like, shit. Time is really just like, it's not slowing down for no one. Recently lost my grandma, and I was like, I was sat there, and I'll tell you a story which changed my whole process on this, what we're talking about here. Was by a hospital bed, and she was about to pass away. They said, like, guys, get ready. She's going to pass. Say your goodbyes, X, Y, Z. So we sat there. We're all laying there. And my mum goes, is she, like, we're speaking to her in Greek now. Are you in pain? Are you in pain? My grandma said, yes. So we were just waiting for her to go. And I sat there, and in my head, the nurse is there, and all in my head, I'm trying to calculate how much money I can give this nurse to get my nan out of pain. And fucked up. I don't know. I'm sitting there thinking, how much money can I give this woman? Get her up. Calculating in my head. Okay, so if I give her this much. And then I to myself, I was like, no amount of money is going to get her out of pain.
Yeah.
I work my arse off to make all my money. I don't sleep sometimes. I'm online working to make as much money as I can. You can't do nothing with it.
No.
You can't. And then I sat down, I walked into the room when she did pass, and I was like, I learned something today.
Yeah.
My grandma taught me something. Like, she really made me realize that you need to slow the fuck down.
Yeah.
And that, as bad as it sounds, it's going to happen. And you're going to look back and think, shit, man, why didn't I spend more time with that person?
Yeah. So something similar, like, I mean, I don't mind going into it all. Like, so recently, this was 4 months ago, sat there, I was employing people at the time. Cut a long story short, lost $8,000 a month in revenue.
Lovely.
Like continuous revenue that was coming in, $8,000 a month, boom, out the window. So as a business owner, your head is falling off because you've just lost $8,000 a month, you know.
It's big money.
So, so that happened sort of in the morning, midday. And then at night, I've obviously stayed at work to go, I need to pull this $8,000 back somehow. Sat there, Mrs. rings us. So she'd always previously said, you're working too much, it's really doing me in, you're not spending enough time with the kids, I'm really struggling. And I was just, tunnel vision. Just, that's fine, I'll try and, hoping that she'd just stop asking me, do you know what I mean? So sat there at night and lost all that money. Mrs. rings us at night time. She goes, right, what time are you home? I said, listen, love, I'm not going to be home tonight. I need to try and pull this back somehow. Straight away, he starts going mental at me. You're always at fucking work. You're always doing this. You're always doing that. You're never at fucking home. And I just seen it completely wrong. And, I was in the wrong. I was just like, who are you fucking talking? Like, I've just lost 8. You need to fucking understand. I've just lost a lot of fucking money. I've got, that's a massive fucking chunk of the revenue that's gone. I need to fucking try and pull this back. So cut along, we split up. We split up for 2 weeks. We're married. We've got kids, all sorts. And it was just like, fuck it, I've had enough. Like, everything is done. I need some space away. So I went to the office, and I was living in the office for the time. And that's the point then, like you were just saying about your nan and stuff. That's the point then when I actually got time to myself,
you realise,
pulled that back, got away from all the noise around you, and I was sleeping on a fucking camp bed in the office. And then I was like, shit, I get it. I understand. Yeah. Do you know what I mean? And I turned around and was like, listen, I know I fucked up. Maybe you shouldn't have gone mad at me, but I understand where you're coming from. Not being home enough, blah, 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 blah. So that for me was the turning point where I was like, feeling like shit, fucking thinking,
have you slowed down? Nah.
Not slowed down, but I'm doing it more tactical. So like now what I'll do, I'll go to work, I'll come home at a normal time.
And then go back to work.
And I'll have my tea, kids will go to bed, and then I'll go, right, I'm going to get my laptop back until 2 in the morning now. So it's
about finding a balance.
Yeah.
That's what it's about.
Yeah. And I think, put training into the mix of it and stuff like that. Like, I'm now a fucking totally different person I was 6 months ago. Completely. And I'm aware of everything now, rather than just go work.
It's not easy being that tunnel vision either. It fucks you up.
Nah,
It drains
nah.
you as well.
Yeah,
it
because as soon as you stop, you just go, oh shit. That's why I just keep going.
And people say to me like, I'll tell you the truth. The reason we lost the footage of your last episode was because I filmed so many. Remember, I think that day I filmed 3 episodes a day.
Yeah, I can remember you saying.
I filmed so many episodes.
Yeah.
My editor was like, bro, what the fuck?
Yeah, but this is why I got a good podcast, bro.
That's why I've got what?
This is why you got a good podcast.
100%. But now,
that's all it is.
now, I put things in place where I tell people I can't film this week.
Yeah.
I can't film because I've got 7 episodes, which I'm not going to drop the episode in 8 weeks' time. I'm not filming next year. Like, slow down.
Yeah,
That's why it's now I've actually slowed the process down.
Yeah.
It's so much easier.
And it'd be better quality as well. That's what I've
100%,
realised
but
now
it's
is
so much easier when you actually just take a second to chill.
Yeah.
Whereas before, I was like, I need to film so many so I can go on holiday.
Yeah.
Fuck, chill out.
And I think that, like, you know what I've just said then? Like, the biggest problem I would have was telling yourself that can wait until tomorrow.
Yeah.
That can wait for a week. Rather than just having a list and going, this all needs to be done within the next hour. And actually
you have ADHD, don't you?
Yeah, I think so. I've never been diagnosed, but like...
I'll self-diagnose you.
Yeah. Thank you, Mike.
You're
Cheers,
welcome.
mate. Dr. Mike.
Yep, Dr. Mike. Been called that before.
But yeah, like so many people keep saying, "Yeah, you need to fucking go to the doctors. You definitely got ADHD, this, that, and the other." And I was like, "What is that going to do?"
But you know what it is? Going to the doctors, you're not going to take tablets anyway, so I don't give a fuck.
Exactly. But
That's
also,
what I say.
like, I look at it in the sense of, well, having this, if it is even that, having this has helped me to get, where I am today. So why would I want to change that? Why would I want to, if I need to do something and I'll sit up for 26 hours, who else is going to do that? No one. But if I'm taking tablets, I won't be able to do it. So, because fuck.
So listen, you've built a successful business. Mm-hmm. I want to know what your 3-year plan is.
Yeah.
Where do you see yourself in 3 years?
Fucking Dubai.
You want to
somewhere
move there?
away from the UK. Yeah.
So I had a brainwave last week.
Yeah.
I phoned up my best mate. I was like, I'm moving to Dubai. He was like, what? Because every week I'm moving somewhere new. I was like, I'm moving to Dubai. He was like, what? Why now? Because I genuinely said, I'm moving. That's it. This country is shit.
Yeah, it's
This
fine.
country is finished. I don't want to be here no more. I spoke to some girl the other day. She lives in Dubai and she's paying half the money I'm paying. And I was like, what? She was like, I got a pool in my, I got pool included, spa included, gym included. I was like, huh? I was like, how much are you paying? She was like, this much a year. And I was like, oh, that's like what I'm paying for my studio. I was like, what? Really? I was like, I'm moving to Dubai, fuck it. But nothing is like home.
But you say that, but the way I see it, right, and this is what fucking breaks me. I was having a look the other day, apartments, houses and stuff like that in Dubai. Now you can get a really fucking nice
Piece of
apartment
piss.
with breakfast included, I'll add, for 1,500 quid a month in Dubai.
That's expensive. You can get way cheaper.
But like this is that's what I'm
What's
saying.
that,
This is a
2-bed?
nice.
Is that a 2-bed?
No, it's 3-bed.
Oh, okay. It makes
Yeah,
sense.
yeah.
Makes sense. Yeah.
So like I was looking at that, I was like, hold on a minute, right? So there's no tax.
Yep.
It's never under 30 degrees a day. It's a really fucking nice place. It's opportunity central.
No crime.
No crime. Best fucking healthcare in the world. And I'm considering staying in fucking England where it's always wet. Everyone's fucking miserable. There's not no opportunities, but it's not great. You're getting taxed fucking high over, and you can't walk out with a nice watch without getting your arm cut off. And we're still sat here going, should we move to Dubai?
Well, do you know what I come to the conclusion? My conclusion was this, and this is where I'm fucked, and I know I need a doctor. I said to myself, I don't want to live nowhere. I don't want to have a place. I want to be rich enough, but I don't live anywhere. I want to live in a hotel. I said it.
Get your bed changed
Yeah.
every day.
So that's what I said I'm doing next year. From next year, from January to like Feb, March, April, I'm going to go and just live in hotels. Not in the UK. I'm just going to fly around the world and film.
Why
That's it.
not?
I've got a podcast. There's systems now where I can just transfer my footage to my editor across the net.
Yeah.
That's what I'm going to do.
Why not?
It cost me £50 a day a hotel. What am I doing here? I'm like, what am I doing in this lump of shit? Why am I living in Dubai? Why am I living in America? I'm living everywhere. When people say, where do you live? I live everywhere. I live in the world.
Yeah.
Anywhere you want me, I'll be there in 24 hours.
Yeah.
That's what I'm doing next year.
Why not?
I'm young. Fuck it.
Well, very well.
No, but why not? Like, why do I need to say I live in Dubai, America, UK? Mum, you want me home? All right, I'll book a flight. I'll be home in. Where's the longest? Australia. I'll be home in 24
12
hours.
or whatever.
20. I'll be home in 24. Done.
Yeah.
I'm in Dubai. Mum, I'll be home in 7 hours. The only person I care about is my mum.
Yeah.
I don't give a fuck if my boys want me home. You come to me.
Yeah.
Like,
It's dead right, mate. It is.
that's my conclusion. I said I'm going to be rich enough to live nowhere.
Yeah. Do it.
Tell me, 3 years ago, you ain't told me. You said Dubai or...
So, yeah, somewhere that's not in the UK, but also I've just set up a membership site called peakpotential.world. So basically what that was loads of different little aspects.
What's it called? You didn't say it. Tell me again.
Peakpotential.world.
Peakpotential.world.
Yeah.
Okay.
So what that was, when I left the army, I'd come out, all this shit had happened and stuff, but the biggest thing for me was I couldn't find a job. I couldn't get a job. I couldn't get help. Like, when I was going through all that shit with like the sleep paralysis and stuff like that, I was ringing, Help for Heroes. I rang Soldiers Off the Street. All these massive fucking charities that everyone raves about and stuff like that. Every single one, turn around. What we'll do, we're busy at the moment, but we'll take your details, we'll take your email, we'll take your number. As soon as we can help you, we'll get in contact and we'll help you out. Now, that was 2014. I've never changed my number, never changed my email ever since then. Still never had a phone call or an email off them. So I was like, this is fucking bullshit. So I want to, and you see it all over the news now. There's over 5,000 people, veterans, ex-forces, that are living on the streets of the UK. Just in the UK, that is. People that have fucking actively gone to war or, done stuff for the country and they're fucking living on the street. And I just think, that is mad. So the profits from that site are going and being spent directly on that problem, whether it's rehab centres, courses, accommodation, all that, and not going down the charity route. I don't want to give a penny to charity because I don't trust it now after that, seeing it firsthand. So we're going to spend all that on that. But then also the platform itself, that's teaching people sales, music, anything creative, like music, sales.
Help people get a job.
Yeah. And, business knowledge, tax, graphic design, content creation, starting your own podcast, doing YouTube, all them things. And all the things that people aren't taught in schools, basically.
Is it only for ex-heroes?
No. So that's
Anyone.
just the profits. Like,
okay.
So this could be anyone, whether you're just struggling to get a job, whether you want to start your own business, whether, you're a woman who's had a kid and wanting to get back into work but doesn't want to go somewhere and wants to start her own business doing something from home. Like,
so it's a community to help people.
Yeah. But, there's so many people now that, and the whole guru thing on the internet, you want to learn how to do a podcast or something like that, you could probably go on Instagram and find someone, but they want $7,000 for a course on how to do a podcast. And it's like, how many people do you know that could afford that?
No one's paying that.
This is what I mean. So like, this is literally so it's all consumer based, literally starts at £10 a month being the lowest one, highest one's £80 a month. But you're literally getting like one-to-one tuition from, webinars, Zooms, podcasts with you about what you want to do and stuff like that. And there's loads of different aspects involved. And that was just me going.
Is it live? Currently live?
Yeah, it's live now. It's up, live, done.
I'll throw the link in the description.
Legend, nice one.
Anyone wants to get in touch, join the community, literally scroll down, hit the link and join up.
Nice one. And it's just doing something that everyone can afford. Do you know what I mean? It's a no-brainer for if you want to do something. Like, there's so much fucking content. There's like 300 ebooks on there, loads of masterclasses, webinars, dates, podcasts, like everything. So it's affordable for people, but everyone can go on there. But yeah, so I wanted to do that. But then also we're going to film all the, when we're going out helping veterans, and it's not like film it to
brag.
Look at what we're doing. It's just to show people where the
really
money's
are
going.
doing it.
Yeah, because you look at Help for Heroes and stuff like that, it's a fucking scam. Like, yeah, they might have helped some people, but if they're getting, say, £1 billion a month, how much, and they're not getting $1 billion, but say they're getting all this money, how much are they actually spending on that?
5%.
Exactly. It's fucking madness. Madness.
You know what? Speaking about that, I actually spoke to a girl who worked for a charity.
Yeah.
And she was talking to me. She's in Australia. She works for a charity. And she said 3% go to actually helping people.
That is fucking...
In the charity she works for. 3%. And I was like, raw.
It's a scam, mate.
Fuck that. And you know what? All charities only get taxed 5%.
Yeah.
So they're giving,
and that's on the profits.
Yeah.
That's not on turnover.
yeah. So they're giving it. So they're tax free. Let's be real, 5%. It's fucking tax free.
Yeah.
And they're giving 3% to charity, to actually helping people.
Yeah. Fucking mental.
Charity sounds great. I might open one.
Wild.
Do you know what I mean? Like, it's insane. It's best business in the world if you think of it like that.
And it is a business, and this is where people go wrong. It's not a charity; it's a business.
Yeah.
It's a business, like, and I want to do something that sort of not wipes the floor of them, because I don't want to go to war with fucking charities, because I probably lose.
Charity war.
Charity wars. But do you know what I mean?
You want to
I
help people. Let's cut the bullshit.
Yeah. What I said, within the next 10 years, I want every single ex-Forces person off the streets. Period. Every single one of them. And there's no reason, when you actually break it down what people need, it could be they just need accommodation. One person just needs accommodation for 3 months, so he's got an address, somewhere to sleep, so he can get a normal job, save up a deposit, and go and rent an house. It's fucking simple as that. Kids need Christmas presents at fucking, people's families because they can't go out working because, they're mentally unstable. Like, just little things like that. Rehab centres for people that are addicted to fucking drugs or alcohol or something like that. Like, there's so many things you could pay for. There's so much things you can do with money.
Yeah.
That is just an easy fix. Do you know what I mean? And then people, hopefully, off the back of that, will go out and want to help other people do it. So it's a no-brainer. Like, it's really exciting.
Well, for me to help your community, I'll say it live on the pod. I'd want to do a webinar to help people starting podcasts.
Oh, mega nice one.
So I'll say that here. So now you've got to fucking hold me to it. So
I'll set it up now.
Yeah, let me know when you want me to do that.
Ace.
And we'll announce that I'm doing the webinar. I can maybe when we drop the pod, we can do it that same weekend or something like that.
Unreal.
Let people know that I'll do a webinar. I'll do an hour on there. Talk to all the people that want to start a podcast.
Appreciate that, bro.
And I'll try to do my part.
Nice one. It's very kind of you.
If anyone can help, let's help in it.
And this is it. There's so many people that will not have a clue. But, just the basics, just telling someone the basics of how stuff works. It could change. Imagine if you could get 10 people to do everything. You've done an amazing thing with your podcast. Like, imagine 10 people, you making 10 people start that same journey, do it, just by you having a conversation for an hour.
No, it's 100%.
And there's
enough for us.
Possible.
There's enough for everyone out there.
Yeah, like
100%. I love other people starting podcasts.
Yeah.
Just because I'm a competitive little shit, it makes me work harder. I'll be honest, I love it.
And I don't sleep, so
when I see people opening podcasts and it's like, do you know how many people have copied this brick background now? I'm like, shame. You want to be like me. I swear, I love it.
Yeah.
When I see other people creating podcasts, whenever I get a message about, can you help me with a pod? I always respond.
Yeah.
Because it's changed my life.
Yeah.
If I can change your life, do you know how good that makes me feel?
Yeah.
I'm like, sick. I helped you.
Yeah,
sick.
yeah.
I love it.
And 99% of people will always remember that as well, though, mate.
100%.
If somebody does well and you've helped them do well, 99% they'll remember what you've done. Do you know what I mean? If ever you need anything from that person, they'll offer it before you ask. Do you know what I mean? It can complete, yourself, it can completely fucking change someone's life. Just something as YouTube.
Yeah.
Starting a YouTube channel does really, really well. My neighbour, so my mate, Luke, as well, he's got 500,000 subs. He's an ex-Marine, just does reviews on videos. I say just does reviews. I hope you don't watch this. Not just does reviews. He's got a very successful YouTube channel doing the videos that he does.
Fair enough, yeah.
And his best month's been like 28 grand a month. And I'm like, bro, like, fair play. Do you know what I mean? And he's coming on to do the how to be successful on YouTube stuff. And it's just basics. He started another channel a couple of months ago, sorry. He's just had his first payout, 700 quid.
Lovely.
And it's like...
Yeah. YouTube's life-changing, I'll be honest with you.
Yeah.
Like, it is the best thing in the world. It's changed my life. The lead-ups you can get from YouTube, 28 grand a month sounds amazing, but with 500,000 subs, you should be making way more.
Yeah. Short videos, though.
Oh, fair
enough. That's what it is, short videos.
That's amazing.
Yeah. Yeah.
Well, listen, I'll be honest with you. It has been a pleasure having you on the show. It always is. Second time. I feel like this one's been such a more... I don't know. I really like the way it's gone. I hope the viewers have liked it too.
Yeah,
but
definitely.
listen...
And let us know if you do.
100%. Guys, make sure you comment on the episodes. Make sure you like. Make sure you subscribe. And apart from that, if you want to join the community, make sure you scroll down to the link in the bio, hit that, and join the community. You'll see me there talking to you all. My brother, thank you for coming on the show. I'll see you on the next one.
Nice
Look
one,
after
brother.
yourself.